Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Spanish Sling, a podcast where we try to bridge the gap between the Spanish and Singaporean companies and encourage economic relations between them. Today we're going to explore one of the key sectors for any government, defense, and also venture into a fascinating new one, space. So this is why today we welcome to the Spanish Sling, José Corcía.
Thank you so much, Clara.
Head of Airbus DS in the South Asian region. So we're going to explore, thanks to your company, we have great examples for that, the European technology in the defense sector. But first, I want to see a bit of your curriculum, which is amazing and full of experiences in Asia. So, Jose, what has been your experience in Asia? How did you end up here? And what has been your journey?
Well, thank you, Clara, for inviting today and the opportunity to tell a little experience of someone who came already almost 10 years ago. Almost 10 years ago. So, well, I was in Airbus in Spain, following the career as many of other of my colleagues. Mm-hmm. So I have the opportunity to go firstly to Indonesia, to an industrial project, because I was in charge of the industrial activities in some of the Spanish aviation plants. And initially it was going to be just for a couple of 3 years, and later you come back to your normal life in Europe. But life is changing, things are happening to you, which is the magic when you are outside your normal environment. Yeah. Okay? And suddenly I'm here. No? I'm here 10 years later in another completely different thing, doing a lot of amazing and nice projects. Okay, so when I arrived to Indonesia, I was firstly 1 year. Later I came back to Europe, and I was called to come back as a head of programs for the business that we have in Indonesia from our Spanish division. So I said, of course, yes, why not? After this, in Indonesia, I became the CEO of the company there. So in total in Indonesia, I was around 5 years. Mm-hmm. And once I finished, for family reasons, I wanted to relocate to Singapore. So I was moved to here as a head of sales for Asia Pacific in services, okay, all the after sales market. So I have the opportunity to meet, and not only Singapore and what I know from Indonesia, but all the countries in the region. No? And later I will explain you why it is so important for the development of someone. Because it really opens to you, your mind, you understand the culture, the diversity, that the way of thinking is not the same when you are in Europe or in Spain, no? That when you are in Asia, and also not only the culture, also the economic environment, the development, the rules, if you want. No? So this experience has been amazing for me personally to make it grow. And later business-wise to try to do better and to add value to my company.
Exactly.
So after this period in service sales, I took the position of head of Southeast Asia for Airbus Defence and Space. So I not only handle the military aircraft business, that later we will talk a little more, is the main core activities that we do in Airbus in Spain, but also the space activities and the what we call connected intelligence, that is all the business that we get from the space and we serve to the community. No? Yeah. So happy because I have a tough agenda. And I have maybe my wife is not so happy that I'm traveling a lot on the region every day, but it's an amazing job. These kind of things you only can do in few companies all over the world.
Yeah,
and to have the opportunity to really firstly to put into value the technology that we do in Europe in general, and also like in Spanish to feel proud to start to represent the country and the technology and what we do in Europe that is very well appreciated, and in Spain, in other countries of the region.
Yeah, and seeing your experience throughout Airbus in the different departments, I'm sure you have like a wide experience and a wide understanding of what Airbus really is. So I think it's really interesting to change the department and to really get
for you to know, I had been in production, I had been in operations in that sense, in programs, in sales, in service, in sales. So I think I have covered almost the complete. I only need to. I don't know what else. Maybe I need to go to communications or something like this. But I have covered a lot of things. No? So it's nice.
And it's very interesting, right? Because I think any expert will tell you as great as you have done that once you taste this international experience and this possibility of living abroad, it's really hard to go back to Spain and not really want to go to another country or to maybe explore things.
It's true. It's true. At the end, what you really miss is your family, your friends that remain in Spain now. You have time to go from time to time. You try Spanish food also, which is also missing. But it's also true that when you taste how to do business outside, this region in the world is amazing because it's dynamic, it's growing, many things are happening here.
Well, this is the future in a way, this region.
Yeah, later, when you say, okay, where to go back or how to go back, it makes you a little to that, no?
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that you are not going to come back. I mean, it's also a natural part, and maybe tomorrow, I say that I go back to Europe, and I'm happy also, no, for being there.
So, Jose, we have talked about your personal experience in Airbus, but your company is really well known for the civil airlines. But now we're going to focus on one of the sectors you're really powerful, which is the defense sector. So what can you explain about Airbus Defence, so this specific sector?
Well, you say very well. I mean, Airbus, we are, the main part of the company is the civil aircraft. Very well known. Everyone has flown in an Airbus aircraft, which is really good. And a part of this, we have two divisions. One is Airbus helicopters, and the other is Airbus Defence and Space, which are not minor. Airbus Defence and Space is and you can check in the web now, it's an 10 billion revenues per year division, and with a huge and broad amount of different products in the portfolio that maybe people sometimes they don't know. No?
Yes, exactly, because I mean we are used to flying just for tourism or maybe for work, but we're not maybe so focused on what is Airbus doing in defense.
So, for example, in the defense and space, we have the military aircraft, which is the most part, if we are talking about Spain, the most part of the Spanish activities in Airbus is related with the military aircraft, or one of the main ones, because we also have a little part in helicopters and in civil aircraft. And this is mainly done between Getafe, Seville, and part in Cádiz. So we have this historical sector because it has been there for many years. I mean, I can say more than 80 in Spain, and we can feel proud. We can feel proud because, and maybe I can tell you later, these military products, military aircraft products that we do in Spain are well known and well recognized all over the world, because we sell all over the world. Leader in their sectors in the majority of the cases, and one thing that we feel very proud is that our customers, they don't only buy, but they repeat. I mean, when you have a repeating order customers, it means that the customers not only like the products, but also likes the relation that they have with your company and how to do it.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
And I think it's so interesting, and I want to bring this data as well because I think it's so important. That 30% of the exports from Spain are due, thanks to Airbus. So we should be really proud of that and how the economy is really expanding thanks to your division and your company as well.
We put a little part of what we can do for the Spanish economy.
Exactly, but I think it's great, and you're really helping. And you have talked about so that the technology is being created in Spain and then it's commercialized all around the world. So how is the technology that comes from Europe and Spain as well perceived in this region?
Very well. I may say that in the last 10-15 years we have increased very much the presence of this military aircraft Spanish done here in the region. I will not go case by case, but in the many countries are taking these aircrafts. I may say that many of them are repeating, and the perspective for the future is that we can do more. No? For example, in the case of the C295, which is an aircraft, a medium aircraft of transport that is done in Seville, it's leader in the category, and we have sold in the region around 80 aircrafts. And it's mainly in the transport configuration. No? We have also the tanker, the MRTT. It's a 330 multi-role tanker and transport. Countries like, for example, Singapore, they have a 6, they have in Australia, they have in Korea. No? So they have, and it's the top of the technology. And even, for example, we are very proud that a country like Singapore, that is quite advanced, they have decided it's already the first country in the world for having the automatic air-to-air refueling with this aircraft. So they have done a special development, and they have received, just before summer, they received the first of the aircraft, and the feedback that we have is that it's performing well and they're happy. No? So many things are happening in the region. This European technology in general and the Spanish in particular are very well perceived. And I hope that we can continue. No? I mean, we also have the famous A400M, this aircraft that is also on assembly, a final assembly line in Seville. Malaysia has already some, and Indonesia has already, is public, has already ordered another two. And we hope that in the future, these capabilities can also be in other places, no? Which is always really good for all of us as a country.
Yes, so we see that in this growing and really important region that is Southeast Asia nowadays, Spanish technology and European technology is present and is getting great reviews and results. So that's great news for everyone. And finally, Jose, so this podcast is also for any Spanish companies or Singaporean companies listening. So what advice would you give the Spanish companies from the defense sector, for example, when establishing here in the region? Are there opportunities?
Of course. I mean, I think I know quite well the ecosystem that we have in that case in Spain, no, in the aerospace sector. Which I mean, normally we say that Airbus in Spain is a tractor company, and later you have an ecosystem of companies that they are going, no, and supporting. The level of technology is good. The products that they develop are really good, and most of them are very well managed. Okay, in the region there are a lot of opportunities. If I may give an advice, okay, I'm talking very generally now. I'm pretty sure that the business or the activities that they are high level in technology can be very well appreciated in the country, especially if you do certain kind of transfer of technology or you do certain kind of partnership in local companies, and that you can develop something together. No, things are happening here very much, and I would like to see much more Spanish companies in aerospace coming here than the ones that I see.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe it's too far. I don't know the reason, or maybe they are busy in other things. But it would be really good, very good news for everyone. No?
Yes. So just follow Jose's advice. Come here to this region and explore the amazing opportunities that are growing in the defense sector here in the Southeast Asian region. Thank you so much, Jose, for all the information and your great advice. Thank you very much. Thank you.